That is going to sound crazy to some people. The idea of giving people free money, no strings attached. Well, that's called Universal Basic Income, and the city of Oakland wants to give it a try. Small group of low-income people will get a guaranteed monthly payment of $500 to see if it helps improve their lives. KPIX5's John Ramos explains how the program would work.
The experiment is actually small in scale, but it addresses a problem faced by millions trying to survive in this economy. During the French Revolution, the plight of poor people became so severe it ended in violent social upheaval. The city of Oakland would like to help low-income people before it gets to that point.
We believe that guaranteed income is the most transformative policy that can achieve this vision and whose time has come.
The plan is to give 600 low-income families $500 a month for 18 months. A pair of evaluators will monitor how the funds are spent and how much impact they have on the recipients' lives. The idea was first tried 3 years ago in Stockton by then-Mayor Michael Tubbs.
People were saying that people were going to stop working. People were saying that people were going to spend all the money on drugs and alcohol. And the data that came out 3 weeks ago from the pilot shows that all those things are false.
Tubbs says the people who got the cash improved their work situation at twice the rate of those who didn't. And while it's easy to blame the pandemic, East Bay economist T.J. Connolly says income inequality has been building for decades.
There's been a tremendous amount of automation. Most businesses are able to do a lot more with fewer employees. So the returns on capital have gone up dramatically, whereas the income that's earned by workers has fallen.
He says such a thing may be inevitable, but Sonoma State economics professor Dr. Robert Eiler thinks we are still far from a national guaranteed income. He believes government's interest in the idea will wane as the economy recovers from the pandemic.
It's so hard to imagine that would happen in the United States, even in the next generation. It's so hard to imagine. But again, it's possible if the conditions become ripe for that to happen, because there's really no other way out.
In Oakland, John Ramos, KPIX5.
Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters is out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua. The video itself, one of the brothers had sent it, and that was just Oakland. At the time, Oakland is in California, of course, and now basically, the headline in RT, which is usually a good news source, racist and unconstitutional. California City to offer $500 checks to low-income families, but not if they're white. So this is some type of, I guess it's just trying to be some type of form of reparations. But the key thing that I noticed, especially with the video, because I didn't even get to read the article, but what I've noticed with the video, what he said was that basically they're gonna observe the people and see what they spend their money on. So this is just nothing but a science project, which they already know what people are gonna spend it on, but why they're gonna be monitoring people spending habits for. So the people getting free money, they're gonna watch and monitor everything that they're doing, and they're gonna collect all the data of people spending whatever they're spending on money on. If the niggas gonna buy some weed, or niggas gonna get whatever, buy some Jordans, niggas do dumb niggerish shit, and they're gonna put that in a database and say, okay, this is what happens when we give Raheem up in Oakland $500. This is why when we give Tamika $500. This is what they do. They're spending money on this. She spent her money on herself, not her kids, and they're gonna monitor everything. And then what's gonna end up happening, because basically this is based upon the universal base income that they're planning to that they was referring, I believe, last year, because they're saying that the poverty line is not right, and You know, they was trying to push $15 an hour as minimum wage, where small business cannot afford the $15 an hour minimum wage because small business is not making that much money. So I guess they're trying to do a little science project for now, even though they know what the outcome is, but it's all about control. So like, I'm gonna read some of it. We'll go from the city of Oakland, California has announced guaranteed income project to support local low income families, but curiously poor white families wouldn't be included, leading many to slam the move as racist, which is ironically and funny because since when they ever give a damn about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? Let's be serious. Nothing has changed since you guys cried about your problems last year. Nothing changed. Only thing difference now is that you get to be first to take the jab, which if you're the first to take the jab, that means it's not good. If you're the first to get this type of universal income, that means it's not good. And what they're not telling you, hyperinflation is happening as we speaking with all this money. And man, Biden, he's basically planning to another relief package, but for the infrastructure, another $3 trillion that he wants to add. So the 1.9 that they just added, I believe it was another probably 1.6 or something like that a couple months ago. So they 3 times, and I'm gonna make this the 4th time. And the 4th time it comes, discussing with other brother, we truly believe that it's gonna be based upon the digital dollar that they planning to do. And this is smoke and mirror, and it's just bringing more tensions amongst Esau and Jacob. It says, announcing earlier this month the Oakland resilient families plan was described by mayor's office as one of America's largest efforts to determine the efficiencies of monthly unconditional payments aimed at helping people overcome income instability. Support by the Family Independence Initiative and the Mayors for Guaranteed Income, the scheme would see 600 families in the city getting an unconditional $500 per month for at least 18 months, which is pretty much the same thing the video said. So we basically get the gist of it. But what's pissing, I'm gonna jump down. It says Mayor Lobo Cipher said that the scheme is not just a step to fight poverty, but intended as a blow against systematic racism, seemingly explaining why white families are not included. The poverty we all witness today is not personal failure, it's a systems failure. Schaefer said, I'm proud to work with such committed local partners to build a new system that can help undo centuries of economic and racial injustice and points us all towards a more just society, which is never going to happen because this society can never be just. And just the idea of just giving out this money proves that this is not a just place. All right, you're going to give out money that's worth shit to the people that you believe in your hearts that's not worth shit, and having them truly believe that you really care about them. That's a enemy to the core, man. All right, like I said, I'm gonna make this basically short and simple because let's see, I don't have to stress this one out. Matter of fact, let me start with this one. Isaiah 24 and about 20, I believe. No, sorry. Isaiah 24 and 16. For the utmost parts of the earth have we heard songs. And what song is that? It's talking about the scriptures. The song of Moses. The gospel. Alright? From one end of the earth, you have brothers in the Philippines. You have brothers in Australia, you have brothers in Japan, you have brothers all over the planet Earth, Caribbean islands, South America. We're all singing the same song. It says, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my lenience, woe woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yeah, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. Well, and who's the treacherous dealer? Esau, Edom. This universal basic income is basically a two-class party system. And the rich, the very rich of the society, is gonna stay rich, while everybody else is relying on working and getting paid all the same. And you can never reach, or you can never be an independent person and to take care of your needs for you and your family. Your needs is gonna be basically be upon the needs of the government. All right, sounds familiar? 1984. So Esau is doing he's dealing with us very treacherously right now, and he's using the guides of our history that he himself had a part in tearing us apart, and now he's coming with a solution to that. While the country that he built is actually crumbling. All right, this man is a devil, man. Okay, he's a straight devil that the Bible speaks of. Habakkuk 2, start at 4 to the points. No, yeah. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And whose soul is talking about? It's talking about Esau, Edom. All right, the soul that he has is not uplifted right, meaning he was created to be the wicked. He was created to defraud his neighbor, and that's what we seeing right now. He's defrauding you. While everything is hyperinflation is going sky high, yeah, he's willing to give you $1 billion, but by that time, $1 billion is going to be worth 50 cents, like it's happening, I believe, in Venezuela. All right, Venezuela? It was another African country, Slovakia, and they did the same thing. Their fiat currency, or we say dollar bill, had a lot of zeros with it, but it was worth shit. It's like the Weimar Republic. All right, everything that he does is deceivable. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, talking about his democracy. All right, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell. And which is funny, because this is the same people that's worrying about human rights in other countries, and look what he's doing right here in the soils of America. And is as death cannot be satisfied, but gathers unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? And how did America got established? How America got established by rape, robbery, and murder. Okay, that's the foundation. That's the root of this land. Okay, drenched in the blood of Gad, Reuben, the whole 12 tribes. All right, and to him that leadeth himself with thick clay. When you look up the word for thick clay, is abatyat, which means heavy debt. So instead of him paying off his debt, he's passing the buck. Basically, now the people has to pay that debt that he owes the international bankers, China, all these other nations. And what they're going to end up doing, they're going to collect the collateral, which is you people. Now, if you take this, which everybody's going to end up taking, is going to end up a welfare case, then you're going to be, your new owners is going to come and collect your ass. All right? Very deceptive. It's very deceivable. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them. Meaning they're going to spoil you. All right? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all that dwell therein. woe unto him that covenants an evil covenants to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And that bad time is coming is cause and effect by him. You know, for a very long time, we were thinking that the Lord is gonna, which everything's in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but the Lord is literally using his whipping stick to bring all this bad timing on the world. The false famine, the pestilence, the race war, the tribulation is all caused by him. Okay, so he think he's gonna be able to escape that judgment. He said, "Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and have sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of her timber shall answer it." And then that's why Biden wants to supposedly he wants to help the infrastructure, which is crumbling right before our eyes. The road is just disgusting. The roads out here are disgusting, man. It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity." So if he creates something, a system that's been working for his favor for so long, why would you think that he's gonna care enough to take care of you people? I mean, it doesn't make no sense. But like I said, I'm gonna make this quick. It's another scripture that I must bring out. There it is. Sirach 13, I believe 14. Sirach 13:14. Matter of fact, I started at 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consulted according to kind, and men will cleave to his like. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly? So an animal that eats, okay, a predator and a prey is not gonna get along. It's not the natural way the Lord created things. All right. So is the sinner and the godly. So somebody that's doing wrong, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, they're not gonna get along with somebody that's keeping up right. What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog? Because the hyena and the dog both eat the same thing, and they're mortal enemies. What peace between the rich and the poor? So if the scriptures tell you, right, well, let me get to the next point. And as the wild asses, the lions prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. So the scriptures telling you the rich eat up the poor, and there's no peace between the poor and the rich. So why would the rich all of a sudden care about the poor? Unless what? They have alternative motives. And now alternative motives is what? Is destroying the poor. Okay? Like I said, James, I'm ending off on this. 5. Let's start at 1. Woe, go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eating. And just like if you put any garment or clothes in any closet for a long period of time, and moth will always end up eating the fabric. Okay? So the same thing is happening with the so-called white man's riches, and it is a witness against him. He did not earn this. He stole every goddamn thing. All right. He said, your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And he shall eat your flesh as they were fire. You have heaped up treasures together for the last days. And that's how you know the people are being robbed right before their eyes. And this whole entire system right now is just the very rich are going after each other's throat. They literally bankrupting one another, trying to kill each other off. All right, that's why you had last year people, certain individuals that were billionaires, all of a sudden became trillionaires in this whole pandemic, and they literally wipe each other out which like that whole GameStop situation. That was just a high level stake of poker, and they was just trying to slaughter each other out. So if they're doing all this towards their own, how you think they're gonna care about the poor? Behold the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. Talking about all your taxes, you get like what 43% taxes. Now, with Biden in office, the Democrats love to tax the shit out of the working people. The IRS is still taking people's stimulus. They're taking people's stimulus packages. All right, they're taking your checks. So you all this the fraud that's taking place right before your eyes. This is why the scripture says, I'm just gonna quote it: the reaper shall overtake. The plowman shall overtake the reaper. There's gonna be a class war because people are gonna realize that you've been lying to them. You've been ripping them off, especially if a loaf of bread, which right now on average is what, $4 or $5, and one day it could be turned to 10, $20. Gas prices are going up. So here it is, people think you're getting free money, but it comes with it comes with something else on the side that you didn't expect to happen, hyperinflation. So this man is literally ripping people off. Let's look up the word fraud real quick. It says to defraud, rob, despoil. To despoil, defraud, destitute. And that's the key. To keep back by fraud. Destitute meaning taking something from somebody. So now people are not going to be able to can't even take care of themselves. Now they definitely can't take care of themselves and their family because now they're all reliant on you. All right. It says, crieth, and it crieth of them which have reaped are into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. And this is why the Lord is turning things upside down. This is why everything's happened. I'm just quoting Ecclesiastes 12th chapter, where it tells you the grinding shall cease and grinding shall be low. Only a few people could actually go out there and work. The middle class is done. That's why in Revelations, the 13th chapter, tells you pretty much the rich and the poor. The scriptures always said the rich and the poor. There's no more such thing as middle class, because that's done away with. Started with Obama, and Biden is about to kill it off. So with that being said, I hope you brothers edify. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.